Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series Spider-Man No Way Home Armadillo Build-A-Figure Wave. Here we have Jonah Jameson. One interesting thing to note on this, and I didn't notice that until just now actually, is we get the Spider-Man logo there, but it does not say No Way Home, and I don't know why that is. If Doctor Strange and the two Spider-Man figures do say No Way Home, it's a bit odd. Before I get into the review, everyone's going to ask, I got my wave from Walmart. I found it in store while I was down in Southern California on a mini vacation. So they are starting to hit. They are officially street dated for October 1st. Walmart does not typically put register blocks for street dated action figures, while Target usually does. So just be aware of that. Probably going to hit Target soon as well. I don't know for sure. I know Entertainment Earth has already shipped out some orders, some pre-orders. I don't know about the other sites, so just a heads up on that. But here we have J. Jonah Jameson. We have not had a J. Jonah Jameson movie figure in a long time. From the Raimi figures in the Toy Biz days, they did release one, but we have not had one since, especially since the Garfield movies didn't actually have an on-screen J. Jonah Jameson. But anyway, going on and on. Really cool thing that they did with this one also is the background inside the package. It actually says the Daily Bugle. I don't know if it says the dailybugle.net or whatever the case may be, but it's really cool. We get an interchangeable head, we get extra hands, but we get a, what is it? Looks like the left arm for the Armadillo Build-A-Figure. Spider-Man logo, Armadillo on the corner here. We have this artwork of J. Jonah Jameson. It looks like it's actual screenshot of either from the movie, the screen grab, or from the website, the little videos that Sony has released, whatever the case may be. But Spider-Man is also predominantly featured on that artwork. But here on the back of the package, we actually get a look at a screen that has the Daily Bugle J. Jonah Jameson, like it's taken right from his show, discussing Spider-Man's secret identity of being Peter Parker. His bio reads, behind the anchor desk on the Daily Bugle website, Jameson does everything he can to sling mud at his greatest adversary, Spider-Man. So that's probably the best bio that we can get for any of these characters. The other ones are all just super generic without revealing anything. But let's get right to it. Take a look at J. Jonah Jameson. Okay, and here is the J. Jonah Jameson figure out of the package. I'm going to try and make this this particular video as short as I can. I know I always say that and it ends up being a long-ass video. I'm going to try and keep it short. So we're going to get right into it. Here, J. Jonah Jameson comes with the Build-A-Figure piece for Armadillo. This is the left arm, and that looks pretty good. Some crazy details going on in there. We're going to throw that off in a pile. The accessories that he comes with. Out of the package, he has a fist for the left, a pointing finger for the right, and then he has these open, straight-out hands, so you could do high fives. High five, high five, high five. Good job, high five. Nothing special going on there, but this one does have a ring there on the left hand. As you can see, it's just a plain gold band. Nothing going on there. We'll throw that down. Here we have a look at the interchangeable head sculpt, and this is kind of like he's screaming or talking loudly. This one I think loses a little bit of the J.K. Simmons resemblance or likeness. I think it's pretty good. But, you know, the expression, I think, throws it off a little bit, but it looks pretty good. The gray on here is done pretty heavily for the hair. You get a lot of baldness up at the top. All looks pretty good. So let's get right to it. Let's take a closer look at J. Okay, so here's an up-close look at J. Jonah Jameson. So here, the J.K. Simmons likeness, I think, is really, really good, especially from, like, that particular angle, that angle, and from the side, but I think it does look really, really good. As you can see there, the brown mustache, the if anything, the gray might be a little heavy, kind of on the side of the hair. They didn't like streak it to kind of make it look like it's kind of blended in with the rest of his head, but as you can see, he's just bald up there. No tie, so he has kind of the open collar there. The jacket is buttoned, so you can't really get any use of articulation out of it. It's got this blue suit, and yes, it is the old ass suited body that I hate. I absolutely hate this, but the good thing is he's actually able to stand up pretty good. As you can see, usually I have a lot of troubles, you know, when it comes to this body, especially these legs. But this guy really don't have the problem. Here we have this pointing finger. It is not the same pointing finger from the comic book Retro J. Jonah Jameson, as you can see, because it is a much smaller hand. Comic figures tend to run a little bit larger, except when they use the same damn mold, then it's like, it doesn't make sense. Now he just got some big ass hands, it looks like. Here on the fist, we do get a sculpted ring on there, just kind of like that open hand, how he had a ring. so that is there. But not a whole lot really going on for this figure. So yeah, let's pop this head off and we'll take a closer look at the other head sculpt there. And you know what? On this one, this head is kind of growing on me for the J.K. Simmons look. Makes it look like he has fangs in there, the way the light's hitting his mouth, doesn't it? That's kind of weird. But the way it's done in there, you can see his tongue, his teeth. It's all painted really nicely, but like that view, that does not look like J.K. Simmons at all. But the front view, you know, I can definitely see it. Switching out the hands, you can just pop them off at the wrist, and you can put it on here. If I can get the right damn hand on there. So what you could do is if you have a desk accessory, you could have him going like this, with finger in the air, hand on the desk like he just slapped it and says, "Bring me pictures of Spider-Man." Right? You could do stuff like that, and that's pretty cool. But not a whole lot else you could do. As you can see right about now, we're going to hit the articulation. Okay, so Jonah Jameson's articulation, he can look all the way down. It is on a disc hinge. He can look all the way up. You actually do get some pivot in there, so that it's good because you could do all kinds of different expressions. You get a full rotation in there, of course. The shoulder goes up. Oh gosh, only that high? Is that really it? No, it should go up about higher, but for whatever reason, I can't get this left arm to go up higher than that. Full rotation, upper bicep swivel, of course, double jointed elbow, like so. So solid bend there, wrists swivel, and they do hinge. You have an ab crunch in there, but you can't really use the ab crunch or anything like that because of the jacket. You have a waist swivel in there and you can kind of work it. You get the legs to go out that far apart. The jacket hinders a little bit. Kicking forward, it stops it a little bit as well. You can kick forward this high. You have the imprints on the upper inner thigh, which sucks. Should have done it on the back of the leg or something. Why they did it on the inner thigh, I'll never understand. Leg doesn't really go back. You have an upper thigh swivel in there. You get a double jointed knee like so. These feet are terrible and you get very little range of motion, so hinges down that much. Careful hinging up. Doesn't really hinge up a whole lot. You do get ankle pivot and peg holes on the bottom of the feet that don't really work for shit because they're so shallow because of the way the ankle and foot design is. Those peg holes are basically of no use and they shouldn't even bother being there. So that is J. Jonah Jameson. Not a whole lot going on for him. Okay, and here we have the comic J. Jonah Jameson, the Retro Wave fan channel exclusive. J. Jonah Jameson, they do share the same lower body, the upper body, the arms and stuff, all of that is different. The shoulders might be the same, I'm not sure, but there are the two J. Jonah Jameson figures. I'm probably liking the comic one a little bit more than the MCU one, but I've always said this, I always love it when we get any movie character. J. Jonah Jameson is no exception to that, but I do think the comic figure is just better overall. Okay, here we have all the figures in the wave that I have reviewed so far. The two Spider-Mans, Doctor Strange, now J. Jonah Jameson. Okay, so my final thoughts. Nice to have the figure, but overall it's really not important. You're going to need it to build Armadillo if you just like having all the movie characters in action figure form. This is it. In terms of a full-on regular like wave release, I think they should have gone with maybe one of the villains from the movie, but then of course spoilers, they don't want to do that. I don't think it's 100% necessary that they would have released him. A store exclusive for J. Jonah Jameson I think would have been the better route, similar to like Mobius or Katie from Shang-Chi. Something like that where it's not a super important character, but for those that want to get it, could get their hands on it. But, you know, that's just me. You guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.